It's like it's been previously forced.
Okay. Yeah, there is a smell.
When I tried the handle, I thought I heard somebody.
Okay.
It can be fraught with danger, turning up to a job when we suspect that it's a cannabis invasion, because they will quite often leave people there to guard it. So these people might well be armed to deal with any attempts to steal their product. So what we could be going into is potentially a bloodbath.
While they try to work out how to get into the house, more information has come through from other calls about the vehicle involved.
We've managed to piece together the registration of that vehicle. We've done a search on that and it comes back to a rental company. So we're just doing inquiries with that rental company now to find out who's in possession of the car at the moment. But certainly it looks very much like the cannabis has been taken out of the building, up these steps to where the car would be waiting on the main road, and then it disappeared at speed from there. So we'll just go into the address now and see exactly what's left behind. Hang on, I think I might.
A window has been left open round the back of the house, and James thinks he can get through.
No, I ain't getting through there.
Not even.
I ain't getting through there. Not even with my stab vest off. Unfortunately, it's too small for any of us to get through. So we are going to force entry at this point in time to make sure that everyone who might be inside is okay, to see what, if any, offences we've got inside.
Please!
Bodycam cops James Gill, Sergeant Anthony Wilde and their teams have just entered a house that's been burgled. But they suspect this is no ordinary burglary and no ordinary house.
Police officers!
There was evidence on the floor outside that cannabis is being grown here.
Can we get the enforcer upstairs for a further door?
A glance in just one of the bedrooms confirms their suspicions.
As you can see, there's large amounts of crop cannabis all over the floor. What we've got in here is a grow room where all of the plants, looks like potentially quite mature, have been cropped off and taken out.
A full search of the house reveals that all 3 bedrooms and the dining room have been converted to make them ideal for growing cannabis plants. The plants in 2 of the rooms have been left uncropped.
It's not been packed in here.
This will have been set up over a long period of time by a large number of people who are clearly experienced at what they're doing. They've boarded the walls to make the rooms the appropriate size. They've put all of the electrics up in secure manners so that the grow is operating at its peak efficiency. They're going to want to maximise their profits, as any business would, and this to them is exactly that. It's their business, isn't it? It's their way of life.
Cannabis is the most widely used illegal drug in the United Kingdom. The total trade in cannabis is thought to be worth almost £1 billion. As a result, domestic cannabis farms have boomed, but so have the number of attempts to steal the crops.
In terms of how often we are seeing this, it is becoming more frequent and it's escalating in terms of the scale of it. But there are innocent parties who get dragged into this. For example, if the person masterminding this says, all right, it's the end house on this row of houses, send in the thugs to go and steal it, they might well go to the wrong end of the row of houses. And we've had this before where, terrified elderly couple get masked people with machetes piling into the house, demanding, where are the drugs, where are the drugs?
As with most cannabis farms, the electricity has been bypassed, saving potentially thousands of pounds. But it poses a serious hazard, so this team leaves it well alone. Once it's made safe, a specialist cannabis dismantling team will take the grow apart. But the cops now continue to search for evidence of the people who set it up.
There's a diary with some dates and times in that goes back through 2010 to the current date. So it's potential that this has been ongoing for 7 or 8 years, and we've been blissfully unaware.
It was probably the most professional setup I've seen, in a dwelling anyway.
And the sergeant isn't surprised it's not been spotted by anyone before.
From the outside, for anybody looking in, we've got lights up at the window, there's a wreath on the door, obviously around Christmas time. The neighbours wouldn't know anything that was going on in this address.
But someone knew exactly what was here and have gone off with about half the crop.
you're looking at gangs, and these are organised people that will go round and burgle, shall we say, other people's cannabis grows. So you've got other people that plough all the hard work and effort into it, if we can call it that. And then you've got guys that will just come around, break in and take it. They're probably in and out in less than 10 minutes, so easy one.
Potentially there's a large amount of money that could be made from this. Certainly it's enough motivation for someone to come in and do this.
And while they're still collecting evidence, word comes in about the person who hired the getaway car. It's someone known to the police.
So we're looking now to go round to his address as quickly as possible in the hope that he may just have been stupid enough to drive straight home with all of this cannabis.
Before they leave, the sparse furniture in one of the downstairs rooms helps the police piece together what could have happened here this evening.
I mean, it looks like this is the only available living space. If you look at this, that's a sofa bed, and we've got the PlayStation here. Yeah. This is what someone is occupying in order to look after this.
Someone been on this?
Not us, no, but whoever was here previously.
Is there like 1817? Is that when there was on or something?
Yeah.
That's a good spot.
We've got an indication that it was last used, so this game was last played just after 6:15 in the evening. Now, the job was called in to us at 7:45, so just about half an hour later. So it's very possible that there was actually someone in here either at the time that it's been raided or moments before. So obviously questions arise now as to where that person is. Are they okay? What's happened to them? Or were they potentially involved in it? So it's something to go on.
The house was rented out, and a week later, exactly the same thing happened at a second property owned by the same landlord. Landlords could face up to 14 years in prison if they know that cannabis is being grown in the place they rent out.
For this poor guy, he's got 2 properties now that he can't do anything with because it's going to cost £30,000–40,000 a piece to get them into a habitable state again. So the landlord is the real victim in all of this.
But it could have been avoided if the landlord had done regular checks of both properties. Frustratingly, no drugs were found on the man who hired the getaway car or at his house, so he couldn't be linked to stealing the cannabis. But the invaluable intelligence gathered will be put on the database and used in the future. Despite a continued investigation into potential clues found at